Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and checking out my video. Now, this video is going to be talking about Arthur Beterbiev, who recently destroyed Tavares Cloud on Saturday night. Now, before this fight happened, if you have me on Facebook, I was talking to some of my boxing friends, and I said, you really got to check out this guy's fight. He's very exciting and a promising fighter. And some of my friends who tuned into his fight were very impressed with what they saw. And a couple of them actually asked me to do a video basically profiling how he got up to this point in his boxing career. So that's what I'm going to do this video, guys. So I hope everyone enjoys the video and learns some more about Arthur Beterbiev. So Arthur Beterbiev is originally from Dagestan. He is now living in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, training under Mark Ramsey. If you're not familiar with Mark Ramsey, that actually is a trainer who works with Jean Pascal. And Von Michel is also his promoter. So he'll definitely be getting some big fights in Montreal down the road because Von Michel is the king of Montreal boxing. And he's got a good stable of fighters as well. Now, when I look at Arthur's amateur background, this is a guy who was a world amateur champion, a European amateur champion, and according to his promoter Von Michel's website, Arthur actually was named the best amateur fighter of the entire year, 1 year, from an international organization in regards to amateur fighting. So that's very impressive to be the pound-for-pound #1 amateur fighter according to this international amateur organization. And he also competed in the Olympics, and at one point he was actually fighting at heavyweight in his amateur career, but right now he is fighting at 175 pounds, the light heavyweight division. And he also defeated Sergey Kovalev twice in the amateurs. Also, he defeated Ismail Salak. So right there, those are two good fighters. Well, especially Sergey Kovalev. You see him just destroying fighters left, right, and center, knocking guys out. Vicious fighters. So those are two great wins that he had over Sergey Kovalev in the amateurs. Now, when I watch Arthur fight, I see a guy who has a very fan-friendly, aggressive style, but he's calculated in how he fights. He's not being too wild where he's going to get countered. He's very calculated and methodical on how he fights. So that's one thing I enjoy when I watch him. And when I watch him fight, he has a stiff jab. He also flicks out his jab to find his range a lot. He has a nice right hand. And in the Cloud fight, he had a vicious left hook. I saw some improvement in that regard. Also, one thing I noticed when I watched Arthur Beterbiev earlier on in his professional career, I noticed that sometimes when he'd have a fighter on the inside, he'd land 1 or 2 shots and kind of back away. But in the Cloud fight, he was vicious on the inside, landing all kinds of blows, and that was something that I saw a big improvement in him in that regards. With his kind of power, I loved the way he worked on the inside and kept throwing continuous punches. And Arthur Beterbiev also works the body as well, and he has vicious power like his counterparts Gennady Golovkin and Sergey Kovalev do from that area of the world. Both of those guys, extensive amateur background, no difference with this fighter. So he looks to be a very promising and exciting fighter. And leading up to this fight, some people thought that Tavares Cloud's experience is going to be a little bit too much for Arthur Beterbiev, which we found out was not the case when Arthur dropped him 3 times in the first round, and then in the second round dropped him again. So he drops him 4 times in one fight, Tavares Cloud, and Arthur Beterbiev wins by TKO in the second round. Absolutely impressive performance. And the thing I liked about it the most was he's going up against a guy in Cloud who is a veteran, been in there with guys like Bernard Hopkins and Adonis Stevenson, and he took him out that early in a fight. So I was quite impressed with that. Remember, he only had 5 fights up until that point, 5 stoppages. Now he has 6 stoppages and 6 fights. So this is definitely a guy you guys want to watch out for in the future. He's continuing to make improvements. Also, there's a video of him sparring Jean Pascal, which I thought was good. He's getting experience against some world-class fighters. Yeah, I'll post that underneath. It's quite interesting to watch, guys. And the only thing I see about Arthur Beterbiev is he's very exciting. He has a bright future. But I think that a lot of opponents are not going to want to fight him, in my opinion. I think it's going to be very tough for him to get fights, kind of like Keith Thurman you see right now. And another thing I want to address, a lot of people are already saying he's better than Sergey Kovalev, which I think we're jumping the gun in that regards. I mean, Arthur still has some flaws, and he's got to fight some better competition as he keeps moving up in his career. So until I see that, you can't say he's better than Kovalev, who was already a champ at 175 pounds and made Adonis Stevenson duck him. So that's just my opinion, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, learned some new things about Arthur Beterbiev. And he's a very classy guy as well. He's just moved to Canada. He's really enjoying it here. He's in Montreal. He's actually learning French and English. So he has a guy with a great attitude. And I think he's the type of fighter that really learns from every fight, listens to what his trainer's saying, and will keep improving as he keeps fighting and getting more experience in the professional ranks. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning into the video. If you saw the fight on Saturday night, give me your opinion on him as a fighter. And once again, I appreciate everybody tuning in and checking out my videos. Please subscribe if you already haven't. Thanks very much, guys.